Let's go.
Heck yeah. And this is awesome. This is the coolest setting we've been in by far.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no competition.
Yeah. But you know what's more important? Is that we're live from the SMU Tennis Complex on the beautiful campus of SMU in the Big D. And you are listening to the Mustang Mood Podcast. Heck yeah.
Come on.
Very excited.
Really excited. Right off the bat, we're here with two SMU men's tennis stars. But the most important question, I think the most maybe pressing question that people out there are listening are like wondering, your thoughts on pickleball.
Do you want to go first? I might take a little time.
What
can I say?
First, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah,
Just so everybody knows who y'all are.
Yeah, my name is Georgi Georgiev. I'm from Bulgaria. I'm a freshman. I just came a month ago. And yeah, I'm having a great time so far.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So pickleball.
Okay, I'll let you go first.
Oh, okay. No, I'm Jerry Barton from here, from Dallas. I'm a junior, and yeah, no, we appreciate you guys coming out here.
Yeah.
Pickleball. No, that's a good one. No, I'm just messing around. No, pickleball, it's fun. You know, I've played it a couple times. You'll get some passionate pickleball players though, for sure. And when the comparisons start coming with tennis, that's when it gets fun. But no, I mean, it's super fun and anything to get out, be active. But yeah, it's different. It's different than tennis. Very different. It was an adjustment for sure. Like playing.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a really good pickleball player?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, I think it's similar. Like when when you play tennis, like with racket sports, I think like, okay, you can play ping pong, you can play pickleball, you can kind of get by, but it's like competing. No, because I mean, it's different. It's a different strategy. Like the spins are a little different. The technique is different. So, I mean, I would say if you put me in like a park, I would do okay. But like if I'm going to start playing tournaments, yeah, no, it would be kind of rough. I don't know about you, Go.
Yeah. I pretty much agree with you. We don't really have that much pickleball in Europe, so it's kind of new to me. I've never played. I've only watched a couple of times, but yeah, it seems pretty fun. But I don't like when people start comparing pickleball and tennis.
That's fair.
What do you guys think about pickleball?
I don't like it, honestly. It's just, you can only be embarrassed so many times by a grandma
That's
till
fair.
you get to the point where you're just like, I give up. I can't do this anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I have no strong opinions. Yeah.
That was
I've never played, so
Yeah.
I just know it's kind of a hot topic right now. A lot of pickleball people think they can move over to tennis, and
Ooh.
No.
Yeah.
You'll get the enthusiast. Yeah. No, you got to respect the passion, though.
Yeah.
You gotta respect the passion.
Yeah, I think people take it too seriously. I played tennis in high school.
Okay.
I wasn't that good though, so I can play. I understand what you're saying, but not very good.
You
so.
made varsity though, right, Ben?
In a school that had like 100 people. So let's just say that's not that impressive.
El
Varsity. Come on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what Jerry's saying is there's an opening on the tennis team here, and they want you to play.
Listen, I know our guy, G. He loves to bring in guys. He loves it. So I'm sure there's a spot.
I mean, I haven't played college sports, so I still have eligibility.
there you go.
There you go.
That's all you need. There you go.
No.
There you go. That's awesome.
Let's start with both of y'all's personal tennis journey. When did you start playing tennis and why? And then also, like, who are some of your guys' favorite like players growing up? Like, who are some of your idols in the game of tennis?
Yeah, so I started playing tennis when I was about 4, not even 4 actually,
Wow.
quite young. Yeah, in my hometown in Bulgaria. Yeah, we were the courts out there are next to a park, so I was just having a walk with my mom, looked at the courts every time we were there, and she decided to try me play tennis, and I really liked it. I never stopped since then. I've never played any other sports, and yeah, and favorite player, I mean it's obviously Grigor. He's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I love how he plays. I love his game style. His moving outside the court. Yeah, he's my favorite player for sure.
Awesome. No. Yeah, for me, growing up, started playing tennis maybe around like 6 or 7. dad's a big tennis guy. So it was just like, oh, want to go spend some time with dad. So that was kind of the first thing that got me into it. Did play some other sports, played soccer, for a good amount of years, but then eventually decided to kind of go with tennis. And yeah, I just kind of stuck with it, and it just eventually came to what it became. And yeah, like big impacts for me were like, well, my coach, he was 21 in the world, Taylor Dent, he was definitely a big idol for me.
Wow.
Getting to talk with him and watch with him, he was amazing, all the Dents. But like a favorite player always watching growing up was obviously like Roger and stuff. But I wouldn't say he had a great impact on me, because I was like, I can't do what you're doing on the court, Fed. Like I don't really know, but
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it was definitely, that was kind of my story.
Nice. Is this is for Georgie. Is Bulgaria a big tennis country? Is there a lot of tennis players in Bulgaria?
Well, no, not really. But in recent years, especially because of Grigor and
Mhm.
his achievements, more and more people started playing tennis, and yeah, it's getting more popular. Yeah, I think we're having more and more players coming out every year. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's really good.
It is amazing how when you get like a superstar like that, like all of a sudden everybody wants
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
start playing.
yeah,
too.
he's a huge inspiration for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
And is it true that you trained under his father?
yeah.
What was that like?
It was he's a great coach. Yeah, he helped me a lot the past couple of years. I moved to go to high school in Grigor's hometown, so I can study there and practice with his dad. And yeah, he's a great coach. He helped me a lot the past couple of years. I improved my game a lot, definitely. And yeah, I'm very thankful for that.
Jerry, how is recruiting to college from high school versus maybe for Georgie coming from overseas? Like, what's the different like recruiting process for you guys to journey to come here to SMU?
Well, I would say, at least for me, I think, and at least from what I've heard with talking with our coach Grant, and just like in general, I would say it's like, the recruiting process is probably much easier for like U.S. players, because I mean they're still close by. It's much easier to just hop on a flight. It's easier for kids to like take a visit and come here, because I mean, again, the flights or just the journey is going to be much easier and much more feasible. And so I would say, like, when we were recruiting Georgie, and also with Ofek, who's another freshman who's from Israel that's now on the team, with them it was like, Ofek wasn't able to take a visit. Georgie was able to take a visit, and he was able to come out, but I'm sure, it wasn't easy. It's not, it's not just easy to come for a visit. An American kid can come here in one day, and we can see them. But, so that process, it can be tougher. So for international kids, it can be tougher for them to like see different campuses, really know what their options really are. And it's kind of the same thing for coaches and for the players. I would say for international kids, they have a much trickier time, and the coaches like knowing exactly like what's going on. It's like, is this a fit, and is it going to work? But we got really lucky with Georgie and Ofek, couldn't fit any better, like a glove. But yeah, so it's a much trickier process for international kids.
So Georgie, is it common for European tennis players to want to play in college in the U.S.? Or I guess, how did you decide that you wanted to come over here and play?
Yeah, well, it's getting more and more common. Yeah, especially with like, there's so much room for improvement here. You don't really get the opportunity to train professionally and also go to school in the same time in Europe. You most of the time you either gotta choose to go to an academy or study. It's hard to combine those two. And yeah, America provides this opportunity, and yeah, it's more and more players are choosing to come here in recent years. So yeah, it's definitely.
So did you feel like you were getting recruited, or did you kind of have to put yourself out there so that people knew about you over here? Or I guess, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I was the one that's getting recruited. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, plenty of schools contacted me through social media, email,
Gotcha.
and yeah, you just start talking to them and figure out what's best for you.
And did you have a lot of schools on your list, or did you narrow it down pretty quickly?
Well, yeah, I had a couple of schools, but I tried to narrow the list down to 2 or 3. Started talking more seriously with them, and yeah, just gotta find out what's the most fitting for you, where you feel the best, and where there's the most room for improvement and most opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how did you? I guess we can start with you since you're already talking about it, but also for Jerry, what was it about SMU that made you guys choose to come here?
Yeah, well, yeah, as we said, I came on a visit back in June, and I really liked that one. I saw the whole facility. We don't have a lot of facilities like this back home. So yeah, I had a little campus tour. I liked the whole area here. Also, you know, Grigor and his dad are pretty good friends with Grant, and yeah, I figured it's a good place to be, and yeah, there are so many opportunities here.
Yeah, for me, I've known Grant and about SMU for a long time because, growing up in Dallas and, just, being in juniors and sometimes coming to like this facility. Like I remember coming here a couple times for tournaments. I'm like, wow, I can't believe this place is real. And just like, so obviously knowing the school as SMU is great. So that I obviously always knew about it. But, going through the recruiting process, one of the biggest things for me was trying to, growing up in Dallas was maybe trying to see myself being on my own. So actually my freshman year, I went to Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina, and I absolutely loved it. Loved the people there. Was really close with my teammates, and I can't say enough good things about the place. Personal reasons, personal circumstances kind of made me feel it's important for me to come back to Dallas, and then so immediately, with the prospect of me needing to come back and transfer from Furman. Immediately the first thing was like, I got to somehow get in contact with Grant because I knew, this place is unbelievable. I enjoyed talking with Grant when I was going through the recruiting process in the first place. And, if it was going to work out, because I really wanted to make it work in Dallas, this was the place I wanted to be. So for me, it was definitely when I was going through the transfer process, it was a no-brainer. SMU was the only school I talked to. So
in the transfer process, what is that like in terms of, like, did you know when you entered the transfer portal that you were going to get into SMU, or is it kind of like you took a leap of faith?
No, for me, it was definitely a leap of faith because I was definitely a unique situation because, I wasn't planning on transferring. I really enjoyed it at Furman, and, I had every intention of staying there. And so it definitely was a unique circumstance. And then so, for me, when I went to the transfer portal, I had no idea because also, players aren't allowed to contact coaches, everything. So, I was pretty much just banking, all right, I'm going to go on the transfer portal. And I knew I had to come back to Dallas. So for me, what kind of at least gave me peace of mind was I was going to be in Dallas no matter what. Hopefully it was going to work out with SMU. If not, I was going to have to figure something else out. But so no, for me, it was definitely a leap of faith.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And
glad it worked out.
So I'm sorry to admit, but I've never been in a college tennis facility. How does this one stack up against some of the others you've seen across the nation?
Yeah, no, I mean, this one, honestly, I think it takes the cake. I mean, if, there's definitely, you're going to get some really nice facilities. I mean, from, being in Furman, and also we played them last year. Like I've been inside the Clemson facility, very nice. They have a great facility. And you'll definitely get a lot of nice facilities around the country. I've never been, but I've heard, I think Alabama has a really nice tennis complex as well. But I mean, in my personal opinion, I think this one takes the cake. Like just with everything, with the whole setup. I love how the setup is. The 3 different floors. Yeah, no, I mean, I think, when you're just talking about strictly tennis facilities, I think this one's probably the best in the country.
I mean, this one's super cool. I honestly didn't even know there was like indoor courts here because you can only see the outdoor courts on the road.
Yeah. No.
But being up here on this floor where you can literally see the indoor courts and the outdoor courts from up here is super cool. It's so nice.
Yeah.
No, it was funny. So one of my good, he's my best friend, and he's from Furman. He came to visit and stuff, and so obviously, he's a tennis player. He knows not to hate on the Furman tennis complex or anything like that, but I took him over here, and we were driving by, and I showed him the building. I was like, oh yeah, that's our tennis facility. He was like, that castle? That's your tennis facility? I was like, yeah, it's little different, but nah, it's just
That's
messing
awesome.
around.
I wanted to ask you, because you guys are talking about Coach Chen a lot. What like draws you guys to him? Like, what makes him such a good coach and somebody that you guys wanted to be around to help train y'all?
No, I mean, I think, I've known him for a while, and I think, from just meeting him and then obviously being here, I think it's very evident that, he cares. He cares about us, he cares about the program, and he's very intentional with the things that he does. He wants to make sure, everything that we possibly could need and everything that we could possibly have to perform our best, he provides for us. He's always there for us. If we need anything, we know we can go to him. And and that's something that all of us really appreciate, that we know it's like at the end of the day, G's going to be our biggest supporter on and off the court. He's there for us. And then also just like the understanding component, where, sometimes, guys will have a bad practice or have a bad day, not feeling well. He's like, no worries at all. He's here for us. And I think, that's super big, and you can sometimes say it's rare in college tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Jerry. As Grant cares a lot about us. He always makes sure we're okay. He provides us if we need anything, and yeah, is doing a great job coaching us.
That's awesome. So, like, one of the big themes on campus this year has been, moving to the ACC. What's that look like for the men's tennis team? I've seen, haven't really gotten to the ACC part of the schedule, but like, how excited are you for that? What's it looking like already? Like, have you seen any changes since being in the American last year? And then maybe Georgie, you can talk about how excited you are, maybe just to play some of these teams.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think, like kind of as you said, like, and it is coming up. Like the ACC schedule is coming up, and it definitely brings like a different feel for this year, is for sure. It's, I think maybe not like the mindset is different. I mean, I think the mindset, day in, day out is always the same, obviously going to work, try to improve on things, but also, like we all know, like, an unbelievable schedule is like awaiting for us. And I think if anything, it's just really exciting to, have like really great schools like a Virginia and other schools, a Stanford, Cal, like coming here to play here. Those are going to be incredible home matches. And then getting to go to some really good tennis programs, like going away to like Wake Forest, Duke, like, really good tennis teams, So I think it's just exciting. And it's just, when you look at our schedule, even before the ACC schedule, now with next week playing national indoors and then afterwards going straight into the ACC schedule. I mean, it's a very competitive schedule. Like we're playing one of the best schedules that you can play. And at the end of the day, I think it's just exciting. When you're playing, you want to play the best, you want to compete with the best, and those wins are always going to be sweeter, and also, those losses, you can really learn from, because, hey, this is what the best are doing. So I think it's just super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't really have a lot of base for comparison since I was not here last year. But ACC is pretty tough. I mean, we have so many tough matches, which is very exciting. It's a really strong conference. So yeah, I mean, with tougher matches, you improve. So that's really good for us. And yeah, I think it's very helpful.
So we've been talking about this with some of the other sports, is the rivalries that are now forming. It's like in a new conference. Do you feel like SMU has a rivalry with anyone in the ACC in tennis already, or if you could pick one that like you're like who are you circling on the schedule that you really want to beat?
That's funny. Um,
Why is that funny?
That's a funny one. That's a funny one. You know, I think for our team specific, we might be unique, especially with our first year. We like each guy might have like their own team. Like, so we have one guy, Max, who used to play for Florida State. I know
Alright.
for a fact Florida State is circled on his calendar. We have a guy, Vikas, who used to play for Wake Forest. I know Wake Forest is on his is circled on his thing. You know, for me personally, being in Furman, you know, it wasn't much of a rivalry because they were always better than us in all the sports. But Clemson was always a school that we wanted to beat. Didn't get to beat them. Unfortunately, last year we lost to them as well here at SMU. So that would definitely be a sweet one for me, Clemson. But yeah, I don't know. I think traditionally I would say our rivals and schools that we've really wanted to beat have always been like a Baylor and like a TCU for sure. Especially, I mean, at TCU, and especially because, I mean, TCU, tennis-wise, you know, they've done a phenomenal job the last couple of years. They won the national championship last year. So, I mean, getting a win against them would be really sweet. Baylor, year in, year out, is always going to be a rivalry. But, yeah, I think it might take some time to get, like, a true rival for everyone. But, I mean, a lot of guys have some, for sure, some individual ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Georgie, do you have any like friends on any of the other ACC teams?
Yeah,
or?
I do actually. I have some of my friends from Europe in some places. I saw some of them the past couple of matches we played. Yeah, it's nice to see familiar faces out here. I mean, you'd never expect, because we've known each other since 10, 11 years old. So yeah, back then you would have never thought that we'll be playing against each other in America.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how interconnected is the European tennis community and the American tennis community?
Well, in Europe, I mean, from playing tournaments, traveling around Europe, because I've been pretty much everywhere. There are tournaments everywhere in Europe. Yeah, you create those connections. I mean, most of the players are pretty nice. You create friendships that last a long time. So yeah, it's pretty nice to have friends from such a young age from all over Europe, and you could always call them if you need anything. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Do you guys have somebody in your mind that's like, this is the hardest person I've ever played against?
You can go first. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
If there isn't anybody, no worries.
Maybe Mo for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I could say Michael Mo, because I lost to him last week at the Dallas Open. So yeah, it was a tough match. He's a really good player. So yeah, it was a good fight.
What was it like playing in the Dallas Open?
It was amazing. Definitely an unforgettable experience. Yeah, I mean, I loved every second of it. I'm so happy with how things unfolded. Me, going in the draw the last minute. Yeah, I managed to take my shot, and yeah, I'm glad things happened the way they did.
Sweet.
That's
And
awesome.
we saw that you've done a lot of traveling. Obviously, you mentioned that playing ITF tournaments, you reached a career high of 113 in the world for juniors. We also saw that you represented Bulgaria at the European Championships. What was that like, representing your country, competing at such a high level?
Yeah, I mean, it's always special to play for your country. We're so close every year to qualifying for like the finals. We're always like just a foot short, but yeah, it's a huge privilege to play for your country, to represent your country. It's really special, and you always try your best to show the world what your country's like.
Yeah. And then Jerry, we know that you're a team captain. What has that been like, and what have you learned since leading the team? How have you grown as a leader? Things like that.
No, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think it definitely was a unique situation for me because, I mean, last year in the fall, I was the youngest on the team where we had such a veteran team. And then now coming into this year, being one of the older guys, trying to be one of the leaders has definitely been a cool experience. No, I mean, I think, I've just tried to kind of take from, captains last year, Adam and Hunley, they did a great job. And then remembering what my captains did at Furman, just kind of be here for the guys, knowing at the end of the day, just, if you need anything, I'm here. And, try to be a voice, try to bring that positivity, bring the energy when needed, and just kind of, be there. Whatever, if a guy needs something, if he needs a little boost, a little energy, if he needs, encouragement text or anything, or just, if any of them need to grab lunch, talk, I'm always here for them. And I just want to be here for my guys. That's kind of the main role, I've wanted to done. At the end of the day, our coaches, Grant, Ben, Kent, they do a great job of leading us. So I just, try to compliment them in any way I can, with the guys.
And for Georgie, how has Jerry helped you grow so far? I know you haven't been here super long, but how has he helped you so far?
Yeah, well, Jerry's been definitely super helpful. I mean, he's always been super nice to me. Every time I need something, I ask him. He's always been there. So yeah, I think he's a pretty good captain. I can confirm that. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
He's not waking you up
It's
in the
not-
middle of the
it's-
night or
no.
anything, hazing you or anything like that.
no. Not yet.
No.
There you go.
Go. I give exceptions to. With the other guys, I'm a little tough.
Yeah.
You guys brought Go was the right guy to bring on.
Okay. Kind of like the coach's pet, or
Yeah.
not captain's pet.
Exactly. Exactly.
So Georgie, what was it like coming to when you did your college visits? Was that the first time you came to America?
Yes, it actually was. Yeah.
Okay. And so what was that experience like, just coming to the U.S. for the first time? And then now that you've lived here for a little bit, what are just some weird things that were just odd to you?
Yeah. Why is
Living
Jerry
here.
weird? That's what he's asking.
No, not Jerry.
It's just like, what did you think when you first met me?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely different. I mean, I had a great time coming on my visit, but it was really short. I just came for a couple of days, and now since I live here for some time, I mean, yeah, as I said, it's definitely different. Like, people, the whole area. I mean, I like it. Like, everyone's been so nice to me all around the. Wherever we went, everyone's been super nice to me. But yeah, some of the things that I find different, like, for example, how come people here have dinner at like 6:30?
When do you have
mean,
dinner?
I mean, back home we don't eat before 7:30, 8
Yeah.
maybe normally.
That's
yeah.
funny.
So, yeah.
Hey, I had dinner at 10:30 last night, so
Okay.
that's not normal though.
It's true. Americans do eat dinner quite early.
Yes,
Yeah.
Isn't that-
they do.
What about the food? Because we talked to, I can't remember who else we talked to that was from overseas, but they talked about the difference. Oh, it was one of our Australian punters. He talked about how different the food was. Can you
Yeah.
describe that? Because I know that's something
Yeah,
people
well,
talk about.
Yeah, well, I can't say it's better than home. It definitely is not. I mean, the first 2-3 weeks, that's probably the most burgers I've eaten my whole life.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, but I mean, I like it. SMU provides us with many different dining halls. We have this athlete dining hall which has pretty good food in it. So yeah, I like it.
That's in the new end zone complex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
How's that been? Like going to the new athlete dining hall and all the amenities that are over there. What's that been like for the tennis team?
No, I mean, that's been game changing for sure. I mean, last year we went to a lot of the times we would be able to go to like the Arnold dining hall, which is like the regular
Yeah.
dining hall, the
Yeah.
Commons.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, no, they definitely provided a little step up for the athletes.
Oh, we know.
not to hate on Arnie's, but no,
It's fine to hate on Arnold. I did not like Arnold.
We've all been there, so we understand.
Yeah, no, but no, the end zone, the training table, it's definitely been very nice. I mean, you'll get you'll get a lot of nice meals, and it's just like, wow. I mean, this can't believe it's kind of a dining hall sometimes. Like the food, they do a great job. The workers are all super sweet. And then also with Lloyd, with all the amenities and stuff, they definitely, I mean, there's no doubt, you can't doubt that SMU is putting a lot into their athletes. They care and all for all the sports. So I mean, here at tennis, we definitely appreciate it.
Do they have you guys on a food regimen of what you like kind of have to eat to a certain extent, or a little more laid back, and they just kind of say, hey, police yourselves?
Yeah, I would say a little more laid back. I mean, you'll see some guys on the team have like a little more food preferences than others, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like, some guys maybe don't like, we were just in Hawaii. We got to go to Hawaii, which was very nice. One of our guys, he's allergic to fish, so we're like, ooh, can't go to any fish spots in Hawaii. That hurts. So I mean, some guys, yeah, that was a tough one. But so some guys they have little allergies, food preferences. So I would say it's definitely a little more laid back. Like what makes you feel good, what's gonna make you feel good on the court. But yeah, I'd like to think we don't go too crazy with it. Yeah, sometimes we'll get some team ice cream or something, but
Okay, that's good. It's good to have a little bit of fun with
it's
it.
good for the soul,
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
So what was that Hawaii trip like? Because I saw some pictures from it. And it looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Gogo, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was my first time in Hawaii, but yeah, I loved it. It was super nice. The whole area. I mean, yeah, the weather was amazing. We went swimming pretty much like every day for some time. Yeah, really enjoyed our time there. It was definitely a great experience. Yeah.
No, yeah, it was unbelievable time, and also it's just I think it's obviously it's an unbelievable trip, so it's easy to say, but I think also specifically like the timing, like it was perfect timing for us to go on that trip as well, with Georgie coming in, with Ofek coming in, with a guy Eric who wasn't here in the fall coming back with us. I think it was really great, to be obviously in an unbelievable place, but all be together and get to do things together. Go to the beach together, spend time together, just everyone getting to know each other, building that camaraderie, and I feel like it's probably pretty easy in Hawaii, so it's definitely
Definitely.
You can't say good enough enough things about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, where does go come from? Or maybe from Georgie, like.
Yeah, it's my nickname in Bulgaria. I've had it since I was so little. Yeah. Everyone knows me as Gogo back home. So
Go.
yeah, and I think guys like it a lot here. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a cool nickname. Go-Go.
everyone's been
Yeah. So no,
saying
it's
Gogo.
I remember when Gogo and Ofek, they both came in. We kind of were like getting to know them, talked to them. We asked them about nicknames. Georgie said Gogo. Immediately, it's just been Gogo. And then Ofek, his last name is Shimonov. He said his nickname is Shimmy. Man, we've been running with that nickname.
That's a great
I mean,
I love it.
I played doubles with him yesterday. I don't think I call him anything else besides Shimmy. I love it. It's an amazing nickname.
Go and shimmy.
Go-Go
I like
and
that.
That's
Shimmy.
perfect.
Yep.
Wait, what's yours, Jerry?
I don't know, the dad.
The dad.
They just call me the dad of the team. That's just what
All
I
right,
am
Dad.
now. Yeah, exactly.
Jerry, I have a question. So we asked Georgie about his training under Grigor's father. I know you mentioned Taylor Dent, but can you describe more like what it was like training with, like an nationally like relevant, I guess internationally relevant player, and what you learned from him?
Yeah, so I mean, I when I was around 12, I went to the Dent Tennis Academy, which is now in Keller. They moved from California, and yeah, I mean that was really special for me, and I mean that's had a big impact on me on and off the court. I mean, Taylor Dent, his wife Jenny Dent, who was 50 in the world, Phil Dent, Taylor's dad, who was I believe 9 in the world, made the Aussie Open final. Like, they're unbelievable players, unbelievable coaches, and they've had a big impact on me. I'm still super close. Texted with Taylor yesterday, like still really really close with them. And yeah, I mean getting to be over there for I was there for around like 7 years before going into college, or so maybe I was 11 when I started. So yeah, like 7 years. Talking with them coaching with me, seeing all the phenomenal players that, went through them and then also had very successful college careers at like, UCLA, other programs. It definitely was an unbelievable time, and it definitely, shaped, it's why I am here today for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
What's What's it like when you're kind of thinking? So you're a junior, right, Jerry? Okay.
Indeed.
So, what's like the thought process of like, okay, as I graduate, what's the plan there? Like, and what's the plan there?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, it's definitely something you have to think about. No, for sure. For me, it's, definitely, at least what I always try to tell myself is, I just try to pour as much as I can into things that, I'm kind of trying to pursue. So obviously with tennis, I know I at least have a year and a half left, give or take, this semester, and then a year left. My tennis isn't done yet, so gonna keep trying to put everything in it, for myself, for this team, for this program, because I care a lot. If there will be tennis after that, we'll see. I don't know what the future will be. I've always loved tennis, but I also, in the back of my mind, and also been trying to put focus on like internships. My major is economics, so kind of looking to something in that field or the business field. Kind of trying to put effort into there to make sure that option's always there, and obviously see where kind of life takes me. I'm getting married in the summer.
Congratulations!
So,
Exciting.
getting married in the summer.
Awesome.
So
Is she an SMU student or how'd you?
She's not. She actually works, or she worked, not anymore. She worked at the Dent Tennis Academy, at the club, because it's technically, the academy is at like pretty much a club. It's called the Birch Racket and Lawn Club. So she worked over there, met over there, got engaged in August, and then so getting married in June. So
That's hype.
yeah,
Right.
so it's a lot of things happening, but just trying to pour into everything. Trying to give as much as I can. Into
Yeah.
everything.
So
I'm
we're-
seeing the dad a whole lot more now.
Yeah. It's just
See what
like,
you-
Jerry, he's got the wife and the kids.
Yeah.
Over here. So, exactly,
Yeah. So all of us are married. So is this where we give him some wedding advice?
boys,
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
maybe
what's-
off air.
What, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What if you were to like, if somebody were to go from college to professional tennis, what would that transition look like? Because it's not, obviously it's not like the NFL where you go to the combine and then like that. It's a little more maybe individual.
Yeah, you know what? So tennis is unique because pretty much technically anyone can go pro because it's essentially in a sense, or because essentially as there's the different tiers, you'll get like the ATP, and guys that are playing in the ATP are going to be around like top 200, right? And then you'll get like the challenger level, where you'll get guys from around like 200, 250 playing from 500 to 600 in the world, and then pretty much from there like 600 to unranked is called future tournaments. And so you can be unranked and you can still get into a future tournament. That's a pro event. If you win a main draw match, you have a point. You're an ATP, you're a professional tennis player. So if you want to, you're able to. But definitely I would say one of the trickiest things for players nowadays to go pro is definitely money. With travel, with how expensive tennis is, and the pay is not great for futures. You win a future, you still might be breaking even for depending on what your expenses are for that event.
That's
so,
if you win the future.
if you win it. So you basically, from the 30-ish guys that are playing in qualies and main draw, pretty much everyone's losing money on a week-to-week basis. So it's really difficult. So that's easily the most difficult part about going pro, I'd say. I mean, Gogo, you could also speak to it. You've played a good amount of future.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, it's super tough for players outside the 500-600. I mean, even for them, I'm pretty sure it's tough without the traveling. I mean, there are tournaments every week, and it's very hard to cover those expenses. The prize money is most of the time not enough. I mean, you cannot win every futures to cover. I mean, to cover your expenses. So it's a struggle, but I mean.
Do you ever get like sponsors that like, is that how how do people afford it? Do they get sponsors that like help them pay for the tournaments and the traveling, or is it all self-paid?
Yeah, maybe some people do, but I'm pretty sure most people pay their trips by themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll get like you'll definitely get some situations like some guys that are like training here. I know they've been working on like getting sponsors. Because again, it's not easy. Then also, some guys that are here as well, I'm pretty sure it's, all self-paid and stuff. So it's always unique. I mean, you'll get some guys where I'll see where they're around like the 500-600 range. They're, competing, training, but then they're also working at like a club here. So, when they're here at home and they're training, they're also working every single day to make some money. And then, obviously when they're on the road, they're on the road. But so I've also seen that, I think anything, when you love the sport and you want to keep going, I definitely understand it, but you got to find unique ways to make it work.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I want to move on to just y'all specifically in terms of how you play. I want each of you to describe like what is your playing style, just generally, and then if you could compare yourself to like a current top ATP pro, like who would it be?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I can consider myself an aggressive player. I mean, I try to be like pretty well-rounded. Yeah, but I'm most of the time I like to come to the net, hit the ball, not just push. And yeah, if I could compare my play style, I mean, I'm not sure if everyone would conform, but I really try to play like Grigor.
Yeah.
He's a huge inspiration. So yeah, I try to be like him.
Has anyone ever told you like Thomas Berdych? That you kind of play like him.
Thomas Birdie?
When I first saw you kind of play and hit your back, and I was like, man, that's kind of like him. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not a bad
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, for sure.
No, for me, yeah. I mean, I would say, try to play aggressive. For me, it's looking for the forehand. I'm a big forehand guy, so anywhere, any chance, like if I'm hitting too many backhands, something's not going right. So try to find as many forehands as I can, and yeah, I kind of look to dictate, come in when needed, big serve, try to find the forehand. Yeah, kind of look to that. Play defense when needed, but try to find the forehand. A pro comparison, I don't know. It's kind of disrespectful to the pros. I'm trying to think.
Hey, come on. Give yourself some credit.
I don't know. Who's got like a so-so backhand and a decent forehand? Go give me some help. I'm like maybe like a Jack Sock with a significantly worse forehand, who was just looking for forehands all day.
That's fair enough. Oh, thanks for sharing. And what is y'all's what would your dream accomplishment be in the game of tennis?
Yeah, I would love to win Wimbledon. It's been my dream since I was a little kid. So yeah, I think that one stays on top. But yeah, I mean, breaking through the top 100, ideally top 20, top 10 would be, yeah, it would be a dream come true for sure.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, I think a dream would definitely be, I think breaking through. And I mean, if you're able to make a living off of tennis nowadays, I mean, I think that's pretty special because, I mean, at the end of the day, when, 95%, all the guys that are playing college tennis, we all love tennis. And that's always going to be a dream. So, I mean, a dream definitely would be, I mean, if tennis could be your job, that's a pretty amazing job.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got some rapid fire questions for you at the end. And Georgie, I think I may... hearing Wimbledon, I may know the answer to the first one, but of all the playing surfaces, grass, clay, or the hard surface, which one are you going with?
Yeah, well, interestingly, I've never played on grass.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I mean, I wanna win Wimbledon, but I've never played on grass.
Okay.
Hey, stepping stones. We'll get
there.
there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Well, favorite surface, I'd say hard
Okay.
court. Yeah.
Yeah, hard court. I think I could. I've played on clay a couple times. I think I could be good. It wasn't that good. We'll stay with the hard court.
So is all of college on hard court?
Thankfully, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
What is it like? Because obviously I've obviously never played on clay, but all I remember seeing the sliding. What makes it so different?
Yeah, well, I think I can say here because most of the time in Europe, especially during summer, we play on clay.
Okay.
I train on clay back home, so it's the whole movement is different. Obviously the sliding, it's a little bit slower there, and it bounces pretty high. You also have the bad bounces, which
Okay.
really can make you pretty angry sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gotta you gotta deal with some more things than hardcore. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Next question. What do you love about tennis?
I just love, I don't know. I love like the training component. And I don't know. I've always thought like tennis is just tough. Like, it's just like you're using your whole body, you know, shoulder, you know, your upper body will be sore, lower body will be sore. I mean, I always thought from a young age, like, man, this is a full workout. You know, it takes everything out of you. And I just kind of love that component of it. You know, it's not easy. And it does take a lot out of you. And I think, you know, I've always loved training. I love the training component. And, you know, tennis, you know, it takes time to kind of build your craft and really just keep working on things. And honestly, like, you know, and you still do, like, you know, our games in college, I mean, we're at, you know, a pretty good level, but it's still not going to be refined. I mean, even you'll get the top guys, they're still working on things. Novak is still working on things. So it's like you can always be improving a part of your game. And I mean, I think, at least for me, I've always kind of enjoyed that aspect. It's, you know, it's never complete.
Yeah. What I most like about tennis is probably the whole individuality about it. I mean, it's you in that court. Everything depends on you. So, you gotta figure things out by yourself. You're not in a team of 11 as in soccer or whatever. However it is in American football.
It's also
So-
11. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that especially. You know, it's I can agree with Jerry here too, because tennis is I mean, no matter how well you play, you could always kind of do better. I mean, there's always room for improvement. So yeah, that constant you know, practice and improvement, I really like that a lot. Yeah.
Sweet. And then just one final question. If you guys could give a message to like the SMU community, you know, why should they come out and support you guys? Like, what can they expect to see when they come see you guys play? Any parting words?
No, for sure. I mean, I think first we definitely appreciate all our Mustang fans. And I mean, already, you know, the crowd that we had for Baylor, the crowd that we had last night for Florida, I mean, we definitely appreciate it. They definitely have been coming out, and, you know, we can't thank them enough. And yeah, I mean, for sure, for, you know, anyone that, you know, has that little interest in tennis, likes it more than pickleball, as they should, you know. If they're you know, if they're able to come out, we'll appreciate it. You know, you'll get a fun atmosphere, a lot of noise, a lot of energy. But you'll see a bunch of Mustangs that are fighting till the end. So, and we appreciate it all.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, I can say you're gonna see some pretty good tennis. Yeah, we really appreciate everybody that comes out to support us. I mean, it makes a huge difference. So yeah, if you can come out, guys, and support us, and yeah, we're happy to play in front of you.
That's
Awesome. Now, where can people find y'all on socials if they want to follow?
Yeah, they can find me on Instagram, Georgiev.2709. But I pretty much have like all social media. It's I think it's the same. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do have an Instagram. I'm not, you know, I'm maybe an old head for this. I'm not on it too much. I
Spending
believe
too much
it's
time with
like,
the wife and
yeah,
kids.
it's just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
busy. It just
Come on,
takes
Dad.
so much time out. It's just like, I don't know how a phone works these days.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's like Jerry Barton, maybe _03, something like that, you know.
Cool.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Sweet.
Sounds good, Dad.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining the podcast, and thanks to everyone listening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, go follow them on Instagram, and I've checked the SMU men's tennis website for the schedule. There's some really exciting matches coming
Sure.
up.
Thank
Yeah.
you, boys. We
ACC
appreciate it.
play
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Thank you,
so much.
guys.
We appreciate it.
Good job.
Pony up.
Pony up.
Pony up.